For the second time in 2 offseasons, the New England Patriots enter the offseason searching for a true wide receiver 1. After moving on from Stefon Diggs, the Patriots are once again expected to be aggressive at the wide receiver position, and this time they may need to swing big. The first, and probably the most talked about scenario, is A.J. Brown. The Philadelphia Eagles are reportedly shopping Brown this offseason, and the New England Patriots have already been involved in the conversation, reportedly offering a first and third round pick. But Philadelphia is believed to be asking for a first and second, which shows just how valuable Brown still is. A few days ago, we already saw the first major blockbuster of the offseason, when Max Crosby was traded to the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-round picks. And that matters here because it shows the kind of price teams are willing to pay for elite talent. So if the Eagles are asking for a first and second for A.J. Brown, that price actually fits the current market. There are also a couple connections that make this interesting. Brown has talked about being a Patriots fan growing up, and a move to New England would also reunite him with head coach Mike Vrabel, who coached him earlier in his career with the Tennessee Titans. Another name being connected to the New England Patriots is Alec Pierce. Pierce is expected to be one of the more interesting free agent wide receivers this offseason after his time with the Indianapolis Colts. At 6'3" with elite deep speed, Pierce has developed into one of the league's better vertical threats. During the 2024 season, he recorded 37 receptions for 824 yards and 7 touchdowns, averaging an impressive 22.3 yards per catch, one of the highest marks in the NFL. That ability to stretch the field is exactly something the Patriots' offense has been missing. And unlike a trade for someone like A.J. Brown, signing Pierce would allow New England to add a big play receiver without giving up valuable draft picks. Reports also suggest the Patriots could be willing to throw a major contract at Pierce in free agency to bring him to Foxborough. Another name to watch is Brian Thomas Jr. Reports suggest the Jacksonville Jaguars could be open to moving on from Thomas, and if that happens, several teams are expected to show interest, including the Patriots, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, and Panthers. Thomas had a strong rookie season in 2024, showing flashes of the size and deep speed that made him such a dangerous receiver coming out of college. But last season, his production dropped off, and the consistency just wasn't there. And honestly, I can confirm that personally. I had Brian Thomas Jr. on my fantasy team last year, and he was probably the most frustrating player I had all season. Some weeks he looked like a future star, and other weeks he'd give you 2 catches for 18 yards and completely ruin your Sunday. But the physical tools are still there. At 6'3" with elite speed, Thomas still has the type of upside that teams believe could develop into a true wide receiver 1. So if the Jaguars really do make him available, don't be surprised if the Patriots are one of the teams calling. So whether it's a blockbuster move for A.J. Brown, throwing a big contract at Alec Pierce, or taking a chance on a young receiver like Brian Thomas Jr., the Patriots clearly need to make a major move at wide receiver this offseason. Because if they want this offense to take the next step, they have to finally give Drake May a true number 1 weapon. And the big question now is, which receiver will end up in New England?